Hi guys, really quickly, if you're a falconer especially, please follow the link in the description to sort of lobby the government if you like, or be part of the debate for the government on tethering birds of prey. Please spend the time if you're a falconer in the UK. It's in your interest and it's in all of our interest to have the choice on how we keep our birds well, healthy and successfully. So please follow that link in the description.
Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. Just take a second, click on subscribe for me. You know the rap. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the vlog. Been very busy. Last weekend was our first weekend opening at Icarus Falconry / Holdenby House. This weekend coming, hopefully you've been along. Hopefully you've looked at holdenby.com at least to look at the openings and the tickets. I, of course, by the time you're watching this, if you're watching this when it just came out at 4 o'clock, hopefully, on Sunday evening, we'll have wrapped up another weekend. Next weekend, Easter weekend, we're open Sunday and Monday. And I have to say, if you like snakes and creepy crawlies, Monday's your day. Area, the local reptile and insect group from Northampton, are going to be there all day on Monday with some great reptiles and creepy crawlies. I may bring some of my dry mark-on snakes and do a big snake talk, and as well as, of course, all of our other talks and displays 12, 1, 2 and 3 o'clock. So come and see us. I've realised today I've had 2 cups of tea all day. It's 4 o'clock. My lips are so dry because I'm sitting outside the MOT station about to drop my van off, waiting for Jackie. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to go in her car to the Falconry Centre, mow the lawn in the rain, I suppose, and get all ready for the weekend you've just missed. So holdenby.com, see what you can come and see really over this summer. Enjoy the rest of the vlog.
You come home with that, I should put it out. Why was I worried? It's not offensive to you, is it? Water. So there we go.
So remember I mentioned Dennis from the old Northampton Falconry, or rather Raptor Club, came along last weekend and he put together the new shed, which is going to be mostly for Emily's art. But he also brought me a box of books. Now, he brought me some books about birds of prey, fantastic, and he brought me some wonderful Falconry books. Now, I love my Falconry books. I've got a good collection of Falconry books, and nostalgic, some of the old ones, and I love rereading them. But this one here, real classic, so that'll be prized. One of Bob's here, which I've already got and read, we kept again along with the others. Several from Martin Hollinshead. I have his complete collection. I love his writing, but again, prized possessions. And even this, look at this. So Icarus Falconry, pre-2002, was Holdenby Falconry Centre. And here's an old course book, an old course manual. This is going back, I don't know, not dated, not signed off by anyone. I'm going to have a word with Dennis, but I'm thinking 90s or something like that, 1990s. An old falconry course booklet And look at this. Look at some of these colour plates from Frank Beebe in here. Real classic American falconer. Look at these. Absolutely wonderful and magnificent. A real classic book. So I shall certainly look forward to taking this one away on holiday and reading it cover to cover, as well as all the others. Thanks, Dennis. These blue beauty snakes are getting a little bit frisky. The trouble is, these are the two males. They seem to be ignoring the girls and taking a lot more interest in each other. Come on, boys. Pack it up now. Oh, I've scared her now. Have that effect on all the girls. So this is the young Yellowtail Crebo. Really grown now. She's 4 or 5 feet long. Absolutely beautiful snake. If you like big colubrid snakes, then to be quite honest, you ought to have a Yellowtail Crebo in your life. They are absolutely beautiful snakes to behold and to work with, to study, and to frighten away in my case. Absolutely terrific. I really can't recommend those guys highly enough. Something I really love, and that is scorpions, and certainly these large forest species. Brilliant to keep. People breeding these in captivity now. From my point of view, a pretty mild venom. They make me say a couple of really bad swear words if I ever get stung. To be honest, if they pinch you, it's like a crab pinching you. That hurts pretty much as well. Don't fall, little darling. Look at that. Fantastic for the school. Talking about invertebrates. And also, of course, if we turn the lights off in the classroom and shine an ultraviolet light on her, you get the real wow factor. She turns from creepy crawly to beautiful magician. Look at that. Just like tarantulas, totally predatory, but very different in their kind of looks. Really, what they do. A beautiful species. Scorpions are fantastic. I love finding scorpions in the wild in hotter countries than the UK. And certainly, those with a mild venom, I find them fascinating to keep, and they make great educational props for sure. Gertrude, the forest scorpion. And there's her beady eyes. Look at the little curly hair tarantula. She's really starting to grow now. She's not very big, but she shed us a few times. She was the size of a pea when she came here. Certainly getting the name curly hair for good reason. Look at that hairy beast. Little beady eyes. Quite quick moving at the moment still. Often the young tarantulas, even from the North American species, are pretty flighty. If they want to be. Well, there's the spinnerets, look, that's where the silk comes from. Those little tail-like appendages. There are her spinnerets. Anyway, let's get her some food. Even smaller, my little baby spiderling of the Chilean rose tarantula. Look at that. What a cutie. How could you not like spiders? That little tiny beady eyes up there. Chilean rose, one of the toughest, easiest to keep, readily available, least expensive of any tarantula species. Loads of people breed these in captivity. Very forgiving. Certainly not the prettiest tarantula, but probably one of the best beginners species as well. All of mine, like this little girl here, I get them from friends that breed tarantulas. The size of a pea, tiny spiderlings, through the post. Bless the postmen and women. They always turn up in perfect condition, and certainly these guys easy to keep and grow on for sure. Look at that, a little Chilean rose tarantula. Look at that crested gecko. You've seen her babies hatch on some of the vlogs. This is mum. Crested gecko, it's that lovely crest down her neck, or sometimes known as an eyelash gecko, because of those lovely eyelashes made of skin. Beautiful, and a wonderful species to keep, for sure. It's a bit windy out here and you probably can't hear me. One thing you see a lot to do with like wildlife gardening, and especially wildlife ponds on social media, is people say, oh, you know, yes, you know, just leave it alone because it's natural, isn't it? It's a wildlife pond. Leave it alone, you shouldn't take the plants out or top up with water. Have a look at this. Look at it, it's huge. This is a really huge pond. Full, once upon a time, I'm sure there's plenty still in there, of great crested newts. But look at it, absolutely choked up with plant life. Look at that. That's not a pond anymore, is it? And of course, that over there, is pretty much onto the next stage of development, which will be things like blackthorn or even birch trees. The countryside that we have in the UK, if it isn't managed, you're going to lose species diversity. So that area there is now a swampland. Of course, that's perfectly natural. That's how the countryside changes, or the landscapes change throughout the world. Nature doesn't stand still. But if you want species diversity in our man-made countryside, that's obviously very agricultural, so these sort of wild places for amphibians and things are really important. They have to be managed and looked after for those species that you want to keep, without a doubt. Anyway, cold down here. Enjoy the rest of the video. Here's an interesting habitat here. Look at these. These anthills. On this shortly cropped grassland habitat. Often, quite importantly, grazed by rabbits, which are just coming back now after the VHD. The last few years, the UK rabbit population has been decimated. They are starting to bounce back. But some of these molehills, what we're on, some of these anthills can be decades or even hundreds of years old. And this is another little really important ecosystem for all kinds of things, including some of our blue butterflies. Certainly suits some of the other animals. Moorhens, mute swans have got a black nest over there. Behind them, once a deep pool full of crested newts. Pretty much dry land now for most parts. So here's a blast from the past. Kieran, who worked at Icarus Falconry as a volunteer from 12 till 18, he's popped up, bless him, and he's come to cut the lawn, just because he said, I've never been on a ride on mower. Look at that. Someone else, Malcolm over there, he's doing with his wife and his best friend, yeah, that sounds wrong, with me at photography sessions where we photo British wildlife in a setup, and their art form on that side of their photography, and Malcolm there, is making those pictures look, the challenge is to make them look so the eye can't tell are they wild or not. So it's quite an interesting art form of photography, because it's not easy to do with the expert eye to criticise. I'll show you some of those pictures, just if nothing else, beautiful. And there goes Kieran. Well, with Emily's art sort of moving into her new mini art gallery, we found a bit of space, I can see a cupboard, for these lovely set of limited edition plates that are kind, I was going to say a kind sort of custom of Icarus Falconry, but I think
He just wanted them to go. They were his parents, and he didn't know what to do with them. They weren't for his house, and he wanted them to go somewhere fitting. So he came in one day and said, I've got these wonderful plates. Would you like them to go on display at your Falconry centre? So finally, they're here in the lodge as we change things around. What a fantastic artwork as well. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know which is my favourite. The peregrine did look awesome. And I think the goshawk as well. Thanks very much. So we planted some bamboo in the corner of the tortoise enclosure, the paddock, so they can kind of walk around it and maybe shelter behind it on a hot sunny day when it actually grows. I've no idea why, but it's like their new favourite place. How bizarre. Just got back from the Falconry Centre, and this morning I was pretty sure the black-headed python was going to lay her eggs. Let me show you something really special. Look at that. That is real special. There's hardly anyone breeding black-headed pythons here in the UK. To get those beautiful eggs is a real privilege. Quite a bit of luck. And Jason Luke, a good friend, an Australian lad who lives in Australia, a reptile person, a herpetologist, also gave me some good advice and pointers. Black-headed python eggs, a long way from having baby black-headed pythons, but that is something really special, certainly here in the UK. Australian black-headed python eggs, fertile eggs. Now, I didn't take this lid off. She's obviously pushed that lid off as she's been laying those eggs. We're going to pop that back on so she feels comfortable. I don't know if all those eggs have been laid, and I'm going to give her until bedtime for sure. What an absolute privilege. Hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. Please check out all the other videos, keep an eye on the channel, and of course subscribe, click the bell notification, and then you'll see other videos as they pop up, whether the genres reptiles, nature, the vlogs, or indeed of course falconry. Thanks ever so much, guys.